Good evening. I will call to order a Butte-Silver Bow Council of Commissioners special meeting for tonight, Wednesday, November 13th, 2024. We'll have the special meeting with a couple of agenda items, and then we will adjourn the special meeting right away and then move into the committee of the whole. So just for anybody that would like to make public comment, just take note of that. Clerk, could we please have roll call?
1 presiding, 9 present.
Thank you. Let the record show that Commissioners O'Neill and Commissioner Morgan are excused tonight. Commissioner Sorich, would you please lead the prayer and the pledge?
Thank you, Madam Chairperson, fellow commissioners. Almighty God, we implore you, look upon us and guide us this night as we make decisions which will greatly affect our community of Butte-Silver Bow. Direct our thoughts, words, and deeds so that we please you and best serve our fellow citizens. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, now we'll move to public comment on any items on the special meeting agenda. Seeing none, we'll move into the agenda. Call for special meeting. J.P. Gallagher, Chief Executive, is calling for a special meeting of the Butte-Silver Bow Council of Commissioners for Wednesday, November 13th, 2024 at 7:30, preceding the Committee of the Whole in the Council Chambers, Room 312. The purpose of the meeting is to schedule a bid opening for December 4th for the animal shelter remodeling project and the parking lot resurfacing project. This must be done as these projects have funding from ARPA that have to be contracted by December 30th, 2024. Just a quick update on this. We moved this ahead a week. Well, not ahead, but we're adding this. We're doing a special meeting tonight, so it can allow Angie Mulliken to get the RFPs out as soon as possible, so we can receive bids, open bids, and get projects contracted before the end of the year. So, Commissioner, I'll read communication number 1. 2024-532, Angie Mulliken, Public Works Budget Manager, requesting the Council of Commissioners concurrence to schedule a bid opening for December 4th, 2024 for the contract for the animal shelter remodeling project. Commissioner Thatcher.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Shea, at this time, I'd like to concur and place on file communication number 2024-532.
Second.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Deputy County Attorney, do we hold this in abeyance, or we can schedule that? I just had a thought on that. Concur and hold it.
I would say you can concur and hold it. She's going to schedule the,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Yeah.
Is that her plan? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sorry, Commissioner Thatcher. I gave you the wrong motion.
Okay, then I'll make an amendment to my motion to concur and hold communication number 2024-532.
Concur. Second.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second to concur with communication number 2024-532 and hold pending the bid opening. Anything on the question? Commissioner Thatcher.
I guess, how come we have to hold it? Wouldn't we just place on file with her request and then she'll come back to us with the recommendations?
I think, I think you can do that if that's the way you want to do it, but either way it'll work. If you, yeah.
It's your pleasure, Commissioner Thatcher.
Thank you. So we're not out anything, I guess, to hold it. I mean,
No.
Okay. Just so everything just rolls as we go to get this on the books.
Okay. Commissioner Anderson on the question.
Thank you very much, Chairwoman Shea. Commissioner Thatcher. The best reason for keeping it on the agenda is as a placeholder, and then when we do have that meeting, we can cross-reference the two communications.
Thank you.
That's what's usually been done in the
Okay.
past.
Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't have that sorted out before the meeting. Would everybody please vote? The motion is to concur and hold in abeyance communication number 532. Would anyone like to change their vote? Clerk, please record the vote.
9 yea, 0 nay.
9 yea, 0 nay, motion passes. Communication number two, item number 2, communication 2024-533, Angie Mullican, Public Works Budget Manager, requesting Council of Commissioners concurrence to schedule a bid opening for December 4th, 2024 for the contract for the parking lots resurface project. Commissioner Thatcher.
Thank you, Madam Chair Shea. At this time, I would like to concur and hold in abeyance communication number 2024-533.
There's a motion and a second to concur and hold communication number 2024-533. Is there anything on the question? Please vote. Clerk, please record the vote.
9 yea, 0 nay.
9 yea, 0 nay, motion passes. At this time, I would entertain a motion to adjourn the special meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, special meeting is adjourned. All right. At this time, I would call to order the Butte-Silver Bowl Council of Commissioners Committee of the Whole for Wednesday, November 13th, 2024, 7:30 p.m. We've already had roll call and the prayer and the pledge, so we'll move directly to public comment on any items on tonight's agenda. If there's anybody who would like to comment on tonight's agenda, please come forward. Seeing none, we'll move to the report of the chair. I don't have much to report from my end, just to let you know that the Chief Executive is with the Montana Leadership Delegation at the National League of Cities and Towns Conference this week, so that's why he is not here tonight. Moving on to Section 1, bid openings, public hearings, and/or presentations. Item number 1, communication number 2024-495. Mark Neary, Public Works Director, requesting Council of Commissioners concurrence to schedule a bid opening for November 13th, 2024 for the effluent reuse project for the Metro Sewer Division. Deputy County Attorney, is there proof of publication?
There is proof of publication. They appear to be in order.
Thank you very much. Mr. Neary, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Commissioners, looks like we have 4 bids for this project. The first one is CK 5? Oh yeah, 5, sorry, I can't count. CK May Excavating Incorporated out of Belgrade, Montana. I like sticky notes.
There is a bid indicating 10% of the amount bid, and that appears to be in order.
Madam Chair, Commissioners, the total base bid is $1,477,367.40. $1,477,367.40.
Thank you, Director Neary, to confirm $1,477,367.40.
The second bid is from Mike Coleman Construction out of Dillon.
There is a bid bond. It indicates 10% of the amount bid. It appears to be in order.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, the total base price on this bid is $2,091,480.46. $2,091,480.46.
To confirm, that's $2,091,480.46.
Yep. The next bid is from Montana Civil Contractors out of Belgrade.
There is a bid bond. It indicates it's 10% of the amount bid, and it appears to be in order.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, the total base bid is $1,936,776. $1,936,776.
Okay, to confirm, that's $1,936,776.
The next bid is from Western Municipal Construction out of Billings. Sorry.
There is a bid bond, and it indicates it's 10% of the amount bid, and it appears to be in order.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, the total is $1,894,941.80. $1,894,841.80.
Would you just confirm, is it 1,894,941.80?
Sorry. Yes,
Okay,
941.80.
thank you.
I had to read it over here. And the final bid is Montana Materials Construction out of Helena.
There is a bid bond. It indicates 10% of amount bid, and it appears to be in order.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, the total base bid is $1,351,449.69. $1,351,449.69.
Okay, to confirm, $1,351,449.69.
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Anderson.
Thank you very much, Chairwoman Shea. I had an email from my colleague, Commissioner O'Neill, wanting to know what the bid amount estimation was for this project.
Madam Chair, Commissioner Anderson, it was $2 million.
Two?
Commissioner Mankins.
Thank you, Chairwoman Shea. Director Neary, what effluent reuse, what scope of work is this?
Director Neary.
Madam Chair, Commissioner Mankins, it's effluent reuse project. It's a reuse of our effluent water out of Metro Sewer. You want to know what the project consists of?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a line that runs to Copper Mountain right now, and we're going to try and get, in this project, we will get effluent water to our golf course. We're hoping to we're going to water one cemetery. We're hoping to get St. Patrick's on the same line, and we'll send water to Copper Mountain also.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Neary. Anyone else have any questions? Commissioner Thatcher.
Thank you, Madam Chair Shea. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to refer communication number 2024-495 back to Public Works for a recommendation back to council.
Second.
All right, there's a motion and a second to refer communication number 2024-495 to Public Works for their recommendation. Anything on the question? Would anyone like to change their vote? Clerk, please record the vote.
10 yea, 0 nay.
10 yea, 0 nay, motion passes. Thank you, Director Nears. Thank you, Director Neary. Moving on to presentations, item number 2, communication number 2024-522, Sean Frederickson, Butte-Silver Parks and Rec Director, requesting Council of Commissioners concurrence for a presentation on November 13th, 2024, to update council on parks, Highland View Golf Course, and Ridgewaters Water Park. Welcome, Director Frederickson.
Thank you, Chair Shea. Thank you, Council of Commissioners, for allowing me the opportunity to give you a quick update on how our parks went this summer. I'm on this job for about 6 months and a few weeks, and so a lot of these things were, I'll acknowledge, were underway before I was even in this position, so you got to give credit where credit's due. And let's see if we're gonna. So for this presentation, I was thinking about giving you an update on our current projects within the parks, what we have planned for the future, and then Highland View and Ridgewaters. So here's a list of the completed projects that we've done. So, like I said earlier, these were well underway with Bob Lazary and Ed Hurd with the construction of these 3 parks. These were parks that were cleaned up and remediated from Atlantic Richfield. They turned out really great. Copavica Park, Copper and Emmett Park, and Cherokee Park. Cherokee Park in particular, the road and gutter was all done along Copper Street. So if you're ever in, I would take a drive up there. It really turned out to be a nice park. And the same for all of these. The sod was lifted, new irrigation, new rubber, new equipment, all ADA accessible. So these turned out really great. Copavica Park is will likely need some more cleanup action as the action levels have changed. So more to come on that. The park was the only part that was remediated, and then so we'll still likely have to do the rest of the outfield and everything. But these were all cleaned up to standard, so Atlantic Richfield will not have to go back up and redig them and reinstall the equipment. So. Future projects, the Butte Parks and Trails Foundation, an arch not right here, but on the trail at Sioux Park. They laid the concrete for that, so that'll look nice. Mandan Park is under construction right now, and they're just waiting on the swing set. And that'll be all new grass, new picnic table, ADA accessible. Old Lexington Gardens, we're still kind of waiting on Atlantic Richfield and what they will have to do to clean up portions of that. But Old Lexington Garden is in rough shape. I'm sure you've seen it. But we've already started, the parks crews have already started to come in and kind of clean that up. I've got some questions. The fencing that was around there has been removed. A lot of the posts were rotted. Those were installed in 2004 with Norm Daniil. And Norm is still Norm doesn't do a lot of these projects anymore, but he's still been involved to a certain extent on Old Lexington Gardens. Right now we're working on planning out redoing the irrigation, and then we'll go from there and see what Atlantic Richfield's doing. But so if you get some complaints on that, we acknowledge it's in rough shape, but we have a plan to fix that up. The Clark Park pavilions. So these with have been closed off to the public all summer long. We had a hard time getting bids from contractors. This council did authorize the funding for $60,000, I believe, to redo the 3 pavilions at Clark Park, and we have a contractor ready to go in spring. And why do we want to keep these and not tear them down and put up something new? Is because there they are at the Columbia Gardens right there. So the hope is to have those open up by the summer. The head frame lighting project, this was a project that came to fruition from Main Street Uptown Butte, and in particular, John Sesso. He's gone out and received all the funding for the head frame projects. But I want to kind of give you an update on where we're at. The first one was the Travonia. Then they did the original and the Stewart, and now the Belmont should be complete in a week. And right now we're working, or John is, it shouldn't be me, but I shouldn't say me, but right now he's working on securing funding in Main Street for the Mount Con and Bell Diamond. These lights are really cool. The Parks Department is the one that manages the lights, I guess, and so we were able to do almost any color that we want. The Folk Fest was pretty much the first one where we really changed the colors, and we're hopeful that if we can get some internet up at the original, we'll be able to give those to like Montana Pro Audio, and they'll be able to program the lights with the music. So more to come on that. I think it's a really cool thing. People seem to really like it. We changed the lights for Henri Raw to the the tricolors, the Irish flag colors, and in the Folk Fest we were doing all kinds of experiment. And then for the election, we had them change the lights to red, white, and blue on the Belmont. So more to come on that. And then after the Mount Con, hopefully we'll be able to do the Anselmo, and then we'll have them all done. Here's stats, and I handed you all a sheet on how we did. Pavilion and gazebo rentals continue to increase every year. We have 15 pavilions and the 3 Clark Park pavilion or gazebos that are closed. We had 244 reservations made, and those reservations are typically $25 for 4 hours. And then if you want to rent Basin Creek, it's a little bit more. We had 58 ULA sessions at Stodden, and those average probably 20 people. And then we had 5 weddings at the original this year and 8 other events. So we have a lot going on at all of our parks. Ridgewaters. Attendance and all the numbers are up all across the board at Ridgewaters from 2023. I won't read you these stats, but you can see that we had an increase by roughly 2,000 on adults, 2,000 on youth. The lap swim admissions, we really had a lot of lap swimmers, and what they do is they go in at 10 in the morning and walk the lazy river. And that's gotten really popular. We're looking to expand that for a little bit more and offer some aquatics classes at Ridgewaters. Basically, we're trying to figure out how much we can maximize Ridgewaters, the usage of Ridgewaters for the short season that we have. So we're going to have aquatics exercises and just getting people to the water park. We're also one feedback that we got was that adults, if you don't have kids, they don't really like going to Ridgewaters. Well, everyone pays for Ridgewaters on our taxes, and so we're gonna throw around the idea of having an adults only night, maybe one night a month, and see how that goes, where we would have adults only from 6 to 9, and eliminate that afternoon session so we can have adults that can go and swim because not everyone wants to be around. If you've ever been there in the middle of the day, there's a lot of children. Pizza parties, that was up, and deck admissions is just, people going to the water park. We do charge a fee just to enter, Cabana rentals were up. Pretzels, Ed, I got Ed Hurd here, and you guys all know Ed, but we do not have any idea why we were down $200 or 200 pretzels over the year, but everything else was up, hot dogs, and the pizza parties. So everything looks really good at Ridgewaters, and we're gonna. There's that slide. Pizza parties. And then this was the swim scholarships. We had, these are where, we have lunch in the park and folks make donations. We have certain businesses that make donations. And so we subsidized $14,880 in 2023. And in 2024, we provided 145 passes for $17,400. And that gives the kids opportunities to go to the park they wouldn't normally be able to afford it. So it's a really, really great thing. On to Highland View. Highland View, I have Keith Oglin here, and I don't know if you guys know Keith, but Keith's right here. If you want to put your hand up, Keith. Keith has done a phenomenal job at Highland View. Everything is up. We have 12 new refurbished carts that this council, we thank you for the budgeting that money. We just got the carts. That was on the Budget and Finance Committee meeting tonight to approve it. We got the carts in, so we have, our fleet is now up to almost 30, so the cart rentals should go up. But everything as far as pops, chips, candy, everything is up. Simulator use, this is, everything that you could possibly do is up at Highland View. Beer sales are almost up $50,000. And I will note that each employee from Butte-Silver that does serve Butte does go through alcohol training and everything. So if you're wondering that. And then just the green fees, we're up almost $50,000. And yeah, and I'm here for any questions that you might have.
Thank you, Director Frederickson. These numbers are fantastic. I love to see, especially the growth at Highland View. I think it's a really great, it's a great affordable place for people to golf, and the work that Keith has done especially has just really been great to see. Not to leave anybody else out, because your team is amazing. So
yeah,
I know you agree with that. So.
Yeah, thank you, Chair
Director
Shea.
Frederickson.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
No,
you.
go ahead.
And I also have to acknowledge Stacy Butler, who is our seasonal employee at Ridgewaters. She did a great job. This was her first year as full manager of Ridgewaters, so she had a lot to learn. We all had a lot to learn at Ridgewaters, but I think we got a pretty good plan to keep improving the concessions and the customer experience there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you very much for that. So I just did some quick math on my calculator. $120, does that sound right for the swim pass? How much are the swim passes? Just a quick question on that.
Get Ed up here.
Maybe they're broken out by child and adult.
So they're only available to children.
To children,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And what they offer is they have to go through a process to apply for them, and that's where our budget manager, Angie Mulligan, goes through them to approve them. Once they're approved, each child would then, that gets approval, would get 2 free entries per week. So hopefully, the 12 weeks that we're open, they would get in twice a week.
Okay,
And
wonderful.
the first 2023, I believe there was 121 that applied and received those scholarships. And in 2024, we had 145.
Okay, and so hypothetically, if every one of the commissioners up here wanted to donate a swim pass,
I would take it, yes. Madam.
What would be looking at, around $100 for a swim pass?
I'm not very good at math. Angie?
You can answer, you can send me an email, but I would just ask that everybody consider, maybe when you get your tax refund, throw a little scratch towards the pool for the kids so they can get a free swim pass. I think that's a really great program.
The council does have a social account.
Absolutely, we have that too. We can vote on that as well. You know too much, Director Frederickson. Commissioner Sorich.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Sean, thank you for the presentation. You and your crew do a great job. The parks are a huge task. It's a never-ending task. Stodden Park, I spend a lot of time out around the Stodden Park area. Stodden Park, in my humble opinion, is probably one of the nicest parks we have in the state of Montana. And it really does, it really does my heart good to see it being used, by so many different families. At the gazebos, and there's birthday parties and graduation parties and people just having picnics, so it's a great place to be able to do that. And as you well know, the horseshoes are really starting to pick up. And, there's a lot more horseshoe players in Butte now than it has been in the last few years. And it's really starting to, be a real popular sport. I'd sure like to see it. If possible, you could maybe find a little more TLC for some of the pits. And if you really wanted to be a true hero, you could build a gazebo down around the closer pits for when it rains and when it, but just putting a plug in.
No, thank you, Commissioner Sorich. Yeah, we have a plan for the horseshoe pits. The horseshoe pits are full every Monday. Your association brings in tournaments. There's a tree, so this would be a whole nother presentation, but Stodden Park is going through, with our urban forester, Trevor Peterson, is going through tree mitigation where hazardous trees are going to be taken down, and something like 500 trees are going to be planted in the next 5 years. And so he was awarded a grant of $145,000. I thought about putting it into that presentation, but I felt like that one, that update is going to be on its own. But there is a tree there that's going to be taken down, and that we're going to be leveling that out a little bit. And the plan is to figure out a way to get a pavilion there, so you guys won't have to keep trucking in all of your tents and everything. So, yeah, we're that's one of the future plans that we have.
Thank you, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
I like to see the Horseshoe Coalition represented. Good job. Commissioner Makins.
Thank you, Commissioner Shea, and thank you, Director Frederickson, for your presentation. I have a couple of questions and comments. So when you look at the new levels, you mentioned the levels with the parks. Has anything changed with the parks that have already been tested? Like, will there be any just upkeep on those parks now that have?
Director Frederickson.
Chairman Shea, Commissioner Mankins, so are you referring to the ones that have already been?
Yeah. Sorry.
So those are they're all cleaned up, and this would probably be a better question for Director Eric Hassler in Environmental Services. He's been more involved with the actual cleanup part of it. But as far as I know, each one has been cleaned to the standards to where they would not have to go back and redo that. With the standards changing and that whole process, likely there's going to be a lot more cleanup in more parks. Yeah.
Commissioner Mankins.
Thank you, Chairwoman Shea. And then on the presentation of, and that's just something just to ease the minds of the constituents, my constituents, the public, the taxpayers, that they just asked me on that aspect of it. But with your 2024 parks information, being there 6 months, I know that Ed Hurd had stepped into this role when Laz left, and then again moving forward with Keith at the Highlands View and Mrs. Butler taking on the managerial. this is outstanding. I mean, the public, not too many years ago, talked about this, like that we really couldn't get this passed, and what would we do, and where would we foresee, or where was this going? But I mean, you look at this numbers on everything besides pretzels. I mean, we are outstanding. The game of golf, and me being the Butte High golf coach for girls and boys, I mean, this is thriving, making my program so much better, and the help of Keith and Mr. Hurd being down there and assisting me with your assistance too, Director Frederickson. But these numbers are outstanding. And the park alone is an outstanding, as sentiments of Commissioner Sort said. I bring my kids down there either Saturday or Sunday, once a week, and it's just new people coming there, or new faces that you see from out of town that are going there. And in the summertime, the same exact thing at Ridgewaters. It's really nice to see, and it's a great park, and it's continually, so I just appreciate all the work that you and your team and everybody does. It's outstanding.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Minkins. Commissioner Callahan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Sean, I just want to thank you, Ed, and Keith, and all your employees. I mean, this is incredible. You guys have done a great job in a short time. I just wanted to add, I was over at the stamp mill just on Monday. That's better looking so far in just that short time than it's looked in many years. You guys are doing a great job. And I also have been following these parks that that ARCO is redoing, and I've watched them from start to finish. And we're very fortunate that we're getting all brand new parks, completely cleaned, everything about it. The equipment, the dirt, the grass, the materials in the playground area. So yeah, it's pretty nice that we can get all these brand new parks now. We want to be able to keep them up like that, and obviously you guys have showed this. You're doing a great job at it, so we got plenty of faith in you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, just to kind of talk about the Lexington Garden that you talked about, it's a real challenge to maintain that park. And Norm Daniil, he did it for many years, but it was all Norm, every day. And it's really hard for our crews to maintain that. And so we need to come up with the solution to where we can maintain it and keep it looking nice. And so we're working on a plan with that. And we're working with, this isn't just the Parks Department. It's almost every department, whether it's community development, and environmental services. So we're all talking about how we can make that better.
Commissioner Callahan, follow up.
Well, this is just a good example of what a good team can do, and thank you, and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
On the question of the Lexington Gardens and the beautiful flowers and everything that went on there, I would hope that that's still kind of the vision for the future, but I think that would be a great partnership with the 4-H program. Maybe, with, I don't know, is it horticulture?
Yeah.
Maybe there's some kids that are interested in projects like that, and maybe we could reach out to the programs and form some type of partnerships. I don't know if you have any ideas on that.
Thank you, Commissioner Shea. No, I think that's a great idea. I mean, right now the plan is just to kind of keep the flowers there that Norm planted, because they're all native. But right now it's gotten to the point where the grass, it's really hard for my crews to tell what's a weed and what's a flower. So we got to fix that. But I think that's a great idea.
Right, yeah, that makes sense. I want to give you an opportunity to talk about the dog park, specifically Skyline Dog Park.
yeah.
You and I met over there with some constituents of mine, and I just want you to go ahead and talk about your thoughts on that meeting and your plans.
I thought it was a great meeting. We met with a few folks down there, and to be honest with you, a lot of the things that they had brought up, I had talked with our park supervisor, Pete Schonsberg, about. So it was a productive meeting, and the things that they asked for, we pretty much taken care of. The easy, low-hanging fruit, I guess. They wanted another bench. We got another bench down there. There was a fire hydrant down there that had a tire on it because dogs kept running into the fire hydrant. We got the fire hydrant removed. And then there's a few things that are a little bit more complex. If you remember right, the original dog park was east at Skyline Park. And so that lower part wasn't ever really developed for a park. And there was a glass dump up on the top part, so dogs kept getting cut. And so we moved the dog park closer to the parking lot, or my predecessors did, and they put a fence up around it. And so they never really did anything with the drainage, and so in the winter or in the spring, you know how it is around here, it melts, and then I won't get into too many details, but it collects, the stuff and settles.
It's smelly.
And so we need to fix some of the drainage. We also need to want to add some more lighting, and bring in a fountain into there. We already have water. We already have the infrastructure up there, so it's not going to be too much of an ask to get better lighting. We already have the electricity. We already have the water. So we can do a lot of these things. And so for the spring, we've pretty much done everything that we can for this winter at the dog park. And then I'll likely be coming to this council and adding some money into the budget. But I don't think it's going to be, huge amounts of money. And I think we could really make a difference at that dog park for not too much.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm glad to hear that you've already taken care of some of that stuff. You said you would, so I knew you would. But I like to hear it, and I like you to be able to say it on the record.
Thank you.
That's a really great resource in the community. Do any other commissioners have anything? Okay. Well, thank you, Director Frederickson. Thank you, Keith and Ed, and thank you, Stacy. And I don't know if you have anybody else behind you.
Well, Angie.
Oh, Angie, yeah.
Angie's a big part of the
Yeah,
team too,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
Mark. Mark's always been really helpful too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so it takes a team.
Yeah.
We know that, and you guys make
Yeah,
a great
everyone
one.
at Butte-Silver has been really helpful.
Yeah,
So.
wonderful. Well, thank you very much for the presentation.
Okay, thank you.
All right, now we'll go to Section 2, Communications. Item number 1, Communication number 2024-522. Sean Frederickson, Butte-Silver Bow Parks Director, requesting Council of Commissioners concurrence for a presentation on November 13th, 2024 to update Council on Parks, Highland View Golf Course, and Ridgewaters Water Park. Commissioner Thatcher.
Thank you, Madam Chair Shea. At this time, I'd like to place communication number 2024-522 on file.
There is a motion and a second to place communication 2024-522 on file. Is there anything on the question? Would everybody please vote? Would anyone like to change their vote? Clerk, please record the vote.
10 yeas, 0 nay.
10 yea, 0 nay, motion passes. Motion passes. Item number 2, communication number 2024-516, Angie Mullican, Public Works Budget Manager, requesting Council of Commissioners concurrence to schedule a bid opening for November 26, 2024 for the north parking lot at the Civic Center. We will continue to hold this in abeyance until that date. Item number 3, communication number 2024-520, Angie Mullican, Public Works Budget Manager, requesting Council of Commissioners schedule an RFP opening for November 20th, 2024 for the design build for the courthouse windows restoration replacement project. And we will continue to hold that one as well. Item number 4, communication number 2024-531, Angie Mullican, Public Works Budget Manager, requesting Council of Commissioners concurrence to schedule a bid opening for December 4th, 2024 for the solids handling project for the wastewater treatment plant. We will also hold that one. Now we'll move to public comment on any public matter not on tonight's agenda. Is there any public comment? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Aye. We are adjourned.